royal enclosure in Hampi is where kings of Vijayanagara Empire lived and ruled from. It started from Harihara Raya II, whose reign was from 1377 to 1404 AD. It remained in use until 1565 AD. The royal enclosure is a huge fortified area that was once the heart of the Vijayanagara Empire. This was the place where the royal family of the Vijayanagara Empire used to reside and the darbar used to be performed. This fortified area had been the seat of power of the fallen empire. Sprawling over many hundred square meters, royal enclosure is scattered with a number of interesting relics of the bygone era. The most imposing structure in this area is the Mahanavami Dibba, or the Dasara platform, or the House of Victory. King's Audience Hall, or the 100-pillared hall, step tank, another huge swimming pool style tank, the underground chamber, etc. The Mahanavami Dibba is the tallest structure in this area and hence the first thing you would notice as you enter the royal enclosure. From a distance, this looks like an ordinary elevated square stage. As you go close, the details emerge. The whole structure is made as a giant square structure in 3 layers. There are mainly 2 stairways to reach the top. The front one is highly decorated on either side with carvings of elephants, horses, and a host of other things. On the top, there is nothing special to see except the great views on the campus around it. The sides of this 3-layered platform is basically fluted design with chains of sculptures, largely of elephants, one behind the other. The most celebrated of the carvings are of the panels at the side wall in the bottom portion. Probably this was made as a photo gallery for the benefit of the foreign envoys who had been visiting the capital. They could get the picture of the pompous celebrations held annually at the capital through these depictions. King Krishnadevaraya constructed this in commemoration on the victory over Udayagiri, now in Odisha. Archaeologists believe that this platform had undergone systematic enhancements by successive kings who came into power. The king used this platform to watch the army march past, war games, aquatic sports, shows of the royal animals, musical performances, and also the most important Navaratri celebrations, the 9-day, 9-night state festival. And this was the annual occasion. The governors of various provinces under the king visited the capital to pledge their loyalty to the king's dominion. For the king, it was an event to demonstrate the imperial pomp and power at his disposal. At the back of the platform, a twin staircase is located. Probably this was used as a service staircase during the ceremonies. The Pushkarnis in Hampi are the sacred water tanks that are attached to the temples. Most of the major temples in Hampi have a Pushkarni built near them. The Pushkarnis were a prominent feature of the ruined town. The sacred tanks were related to various rituals and functional aspects of the temples and the people surrounding the temples. The tanks were considered to be sacred places by the people of Hampi in the ancient times. Even today, the Pushkarnis are a big attraction for the tourists who visit Hampi to explore the ruins of the Vijayanagara Empire. The Pushkarnis in Hampi are a part of the ancient town planning and architecture. Many of the Pushkarnis were built during the time of the Vijayanagara Empire. The water tanks related to the temples were used to serve the ritualistic purposes of those temples. There are some water tanks that are not related to the temples. Some of the water tanks are situated within the royal enclosure and they were built for the use of the members of the royal family of Vijayanagara. There were a few large public water tanks as well that were for use of the general people. In many cases, the water tanks served as the venue for the annual boat festivals, and during such festivals, the images of gods and goddesses were taken out of the temples for a coracle ride on the water tanks. Sometimes the images were placed on the pavilions that can be seen in the middle of some of the Pushkarnis. The Pushkarni in the royal enclosure, known as the step tank, is also known as the Black Stone Pushkarni. The Pushkarnis of Hampi display great architectural beauty. They are built in the typical Vijayanagara style of architecture. Many of these water tanks have beautiful rows of pillars or decorative arcade surrounding them. The massive water tanks have large stone steps that allowed people to get into the water easily. The water tanks are connected to an extensive network of stone aqueducts and canals. These water channels were used to provide the tanks with fresh water from the Tungabhadra river. Some of these water channels are functional even today.